Yo, 5-9 Game, what's going on? It is your boy ZVG, and today we're going to be going over the Dragon Ball Legends Game Press Fighter tier list, and I am joined by Azdeek, Swift, and Iggy. Say what's up, guys.
Yo, what's up, gamers?
Yo.
Ohio Epic 5-9 gamers.
Azdeek, so you're not going to say anything? Okay, I guess.
I said yo.
That was
Big
the
fan.
weakest yo I've ever heard, but yeah.
It was a
That
free to
said-
play yo. That's fine.
You know,
Yo.
this is
Free to play
this is
yo.
one I think that a lot of people have been anticipating because Gogeta 4 finally got his platinum equipment, and they're going to be excited to see where we place him on this list. If you guys don't know, I do it for Game Press myself, so that's why I'm here to give you guys the insight on all these stuff. So the first things first, obviously, Z tier has not changed at all. Like, it's not changed. Like, these are the top meta units in the game. The Gohans, the Super Saiyan Goku, and Cell, which can be argued is not Z tier, which is fine, or high S tier. He's either or. I think you can make the argument for. I'm
Yeah.
going down the list.
Oh, they actually
Up
put
S tier
Cell's bottom of Z tier. Wow.
Yeah. Going down the list, we have Zamasu being up this high. I know that Swift is, elated to see this. I mean, so am I. It's about time Gaki finally got a dope unit like this. And we also have Gogeta 4 down here. So the two newest additions to S tier. And we got one more coming later in the video. But what do you guys think of, Zamasu and Gogeta's placement in the S tier? Mid to high S tier right here. What do you guys think?
Honestly, this is right where I kind of rated him. I was talking the other day on stream. Like, I think he's kind of mid S tier. And it looks like they got him mid high S tier. And I agree with that. I don't think he's a Z tier unit by any means. But I think when you consider what he does individually and then also what he provides for God Key, giving them a viable purple against, there's a lot of strong Saiyan teams running around, and now, Gogeta's got his plat equip and all this stuff, a lot of strong green units, so I think it really helps God Key having a purple. So I think individually and for the team, I definitely agree with this. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think Zamasu is phenomenal, so I agree with this placement, honestly.
Yeah.
I haven't personally used the unit, but I felt Azdeek using him. Felt very overwhelming. It felt
Yeah.
very good.
He,
And then a Gogeta, Gogeta's a night and day different unit now. I think, personally, my bias, I put him in Z tier, but if we're being objective here, I think S tier sounds about right for him because he's just so much better now than he was before, but he still has a little, can be a little bit better here and there.
yeah. I would agree with that as well. Honestly, I would even go as far as to say go with your bias right here. Is that not necessarily Z tier, but I feel like this guy is not. There's not a massive gap between Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Cell right there. So it even makes me. I know I've already said this before in the last tier list discussion. It really does make me want to just pull Cell out of that Z tier pool right there, because I think he's really close to these guys down here. And then as for Zamasu, dude, I think it's safe to say that free to play God Key players are just eating good right here. You got Zamasu right there, and right below, you see Super Saiyan Blue God Goku as well, right? The Super Saiyan Blue Goku. So both of those being free to play God Key characters. I mean, that's pretty damn good, right? And there was a point in time where you were able to get Vados for from a ticket and stuff like that. So that's your core right there. Pretty nice overall. I'm pretty happy with that.
But yeah, Azdeek, I agree with what you said about Cell. That was kind of why in the beginning I was like, oh wait, Cell's, because I can't remember if I missed the last tier list video or something, but that was the first time I saw Cell being at the bottom of Z tier. I'm like, holy cow. I mean, I know Cell is really good, but I don't know if he's validated to be Z tier, but maybe I'm just, I don't know, maybe that's just my opinion, but I do think Cell's really good, but I agree. I think he's closer down here, down by maybe Zamasu, Gogeta, Ape Vegeta. I mean, you could argue Ape Vegeta on Saiyans, giving Saiyans endurance. You could even argue that he might be higher than Cell.
I
I don't know.
definitely
I do think Cell is really good, but he could be a little lower.
Yeah.
I think MAG is kind of one of the most overrated elements in the game, but that's a topic for another time.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that individually. Individually, I agree with that. When I look at these units, I try to picture the entire team. And when I think of Saiyans, where you got Super Saiyan 3, you got 8 Vegeta with endurance, and then you got the Yellow Angel Vegeta. It's just such an annoying team to go against.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I rate 8 Vegeta being really good. It's just because his team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can also say the same for Cell. I think it sells on Region, Future, Powerful.
Yeah.
I think those teams are also pretty good. So we do factor in teams a bit. So I do get what you're saying. So, dude, I just can't wait till Gaki gets better. So this guy can just go up in Z tier. Like, he needs to, bro. Like, he's I think, honestly, like, no bias, I think he's like top 2 less in the game, no cap. Like, I think this guy's just incredibly busted, but his team just holds him back quite a bit, in my opinion, still. But yeah, he's
Oh, yeah.
SSB is just phenomenal, dude. Like, he's so
Dude, I'll put it this way. I think Evolution is in my opinion, I know I'm probably biased, but in my opinion, I think Evolution Vegeta is better than Cell. Individually.
Yeah,
individually.
I agree too. Like, I definitely agree with that statement. I just think the teams are just, it's just not in his favor right now, which will change eventually. But yeah.
I can agree with that because I'm not the most experienced player, but when I did use Evolution Blue Vegeta, I was like, whoa, like he's a bit crazy, you know? And that's like just to be able to see the power of him as someone that's not like as experienced as y'all are, I feel like that says a lot about him as a unit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's probably one of the more oppressive units in the game. Like, once he gets rolling, it's really hard to stop him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now going down the list, we did have, some new additions to S tier. We got Birdco over here, or should I say Abco, whatever the community has to call him. I think he's great for movies. I think that he's exactly what, I wouldn't say exactly, but I'd say like he made movies better. I think he offers, a defensive pivot, like with this cover change using key, also having a strike cover, also another AoE green card on movies with the rival Gohan. He also he's a team of the 35% passively as well too, and supports as well. So Bojack, Gohan, and this Goku are giving support to each other just passively. I think he really makes the movie team better. I think he fully replaces Gogeta Blue on movies. I don't think there's a good argument for Gogeta Blue because he's more selfish in that regard, while this Goku has, the defense and, the team heals and stuff, like, to help the team out quite a lot.
Yeah, this guy's low-key, like, supporting the team.
Wait.
Yeah.
I love how they put parentheses bird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bird Goku.
Wait.
What are you going to say?
ZVG. This was Gogeta Blue spot. Where's Gogeta Blue?
He's in tier 1.
Are you serious? So he
wow.
completely picks him out of S tier.
Yeah,
wow.
I think Gogeta Blue is really just he's okay. So here's the issue with Gogeta Blue, right? And it's kind of same for Goten, right? They're good units, right? But they're just better units on their teams. But at the same time, they're not worse than tier 2 units, because tier 2 is where we normally put, replaced units. But they're not tier 2, they're tier 1 because they're in this weird spot where, like, they're good, but they're not the most optimal on their teams. I think that's the real issue with Gogeta. And I think this Goku just outright is better on movies than Gogeta Blue.
I agree.
I don't think there's a real argument for.
I agree.
Gogeta to be
I can
used on
definitely
movies
vouch
over
for that.
this
This
Goku.
he's got an AoE green. He's got the cover change. He supports the team. He's actually really tanky too.
He heals the team, dude.
I
bro.
can
He
definitely
does
vouch for
everything.
that.
As the Gogeta fanboy, I want to fight you back on this, but I mean, I pretty much agree. It sounds about right, yeah. It makes sense.
Yeah, unfortunately, man. That's crazy. He really
And
took
it
his whole
surprised me because I'm not gonna lie. So like, when I first saw the yellow Bird Goku's kit, I was like, it looks good, but I don't, I don't really know how good he's gonna be in battle. But then once I started seeing him on movies teams, he can be pretty tough to deal with alongside Revival Gohan and Gokua or whoever else, Bojack. I mean, movies is just in a really good spot right now. So a unit like this that supports the entire team, yeah, it definitely makes sense that he's S tier.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty much all the new stuff in S tier. We got Birdco. We got Gogeta 4 is where he should have been. Could argue to be higher. Then we got Zamasu up here as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it for S tier. Now going down into tier 1, we do have the Piccolo down here, and I think this Piccolo is good, but I think the issue with him is just his color is just not really suited for him. I think his teams have so many stacked units in each color. It's kind of hard to be the most optimal because movies has Bojack and this Piccolo has no argument over Bojack at all. Like, there's no scenario where you're gonna take this Piccolo over Bojack. But I think on region, if you don't have Elef Zamasu, this guy's actually like a pretty good substitute on strike region. He has the anti-revival. His early game is pretty powerful. But the issue with this Piccolo is the fact that his mid to late game, he falls off incredibly hard. If you're winning, he loses damage. And once 8 timer counts passes, he loses his card draw speed and his damage reduction. But I think early game he's really, really, really powerful, especially his main ability can, restore vanish. And one more thing too, his green card doesn't have blast armor, even though it's a combo starter green card, so it's kind of hard to get it off. But overall, I think this Piccolo is a decent tier 1 unit. What do you guys think? Azdeek and Swift and Iggy.
You know, I basically agree with the statement that just he to me at least, he just feels like a filler unit. It's like, if you don't have Bojack, go ahead and run this guy in movies. If you don't have Corrupted Zamasu at high stars, go ahead and run this guy. Right? That's basically, so I think this is definitely a fair assessment of him right here, right? Because even I think the best thing that can come from him is the fact that he can possibly replace Corrupted Zamasu, because he's not taking Bojack's spot in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
But just the fact that you can actually Z-power him up, you can probably get him to 14 stars or to just a high amount of stars much, much more easier than you would with Corrupted Zamasu. And that's who he's fighting for a spot against mainly, right? Because it's hard to see him fighting for a spot against Bojack and getting anywhere at all from that. So
Yeah, there's no way he's taking Bojack's spot, but I think you definitely hit the nail on the head with, if you don't have Zamasu high stars for regen, and I know some people, for whatever reason, they don't even like Zamasu on regen, but I know some people do like him on regen, but either way, I think Azdeek hit the nail on the head. Like, obviously Zamasu being an LF unit, it's hard to get stars on him, and this guy being an all-star unit, you can pull him once, get the missions, get him 6 stars, get some Z power, get him 7, or into red stars, and I think, if you get this red Piccolo into red stars, he's going to be probably a way better option than like a low star Zamasu. So, for regen.
I agree.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
He's got some cool animations, though. I'll give him that. I've seen him in PvP a couple times. He's got some really cool animations.
Can't really comment on him too much. I've only used him in the raid. I do agree the animation is good, but I haven't really used him like anything. I don't really know much about him.
Yeah.
We got 18 down here, which I forgot to mention. 18 is finally, dropped from S tier. And I think Azdeek, who's an Android, who was a toxic Android user back in the day, can elaborate on.
Dude.
I just think she's just, like, she's good and all, but I think this guy is just better in every regard. I think he has a strike damage, he has a lock in blue, lock in green card, he sees him in abilities, he has the heal, and I think he has support for the team too. I don't think he does everything you'd want in a unit.
Yeah.
While 18 is just a beat stick, if that makes sense. She's only there for damage, and she's pretty selfish at the same time because her ability is not that great.
Yeah. It's honestly,
I agree.
It's crazy too, because I think the last tier list that we did, we were talking about like, do you ever think we're gonna see Android 18 leaves S tier? And we were probably like, probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not, but and then lo and behold, she just dropped.
It's almost like 18 and TOP 17 like switch spots almost.
Yeah, it took a while.
Like if you compare now to a couple months ago.
It's kind of weird not seeing S tier.
Yeah,
I have to
it is.
say.
It
Bro,
is.
my question for you guys is, how do you guys feel about the LF Goten being down here? I almost feel like you could argue he could be higher.
He deserves S tier.
Oh yeah, we do have. I think So yeah, he's he's a S tier. He has S tier effectiveness, but I think because you take optimal teams into effect, I think Revival Gohan is just the better unit, and I think the better core doesn't really have Goten on it. But I won't disagree, because PPR hybrids is a pretty busted
Oh
team.
yeah.
But I think the main hybrid core is just a superior team. That's why he's the highest in tier 1. You can argue that he should be like somewhere around here, like above LA Frieza for sure. I think he's in terms of individuality, right? But I think
Oh
when you
wow,
take
yeah.
team-
I just
team
realized they got
account-
LF Frieza pretty high on this list.
Yeah, he's great. I think Frieza Force is a very underrated team in the game. I think that's because you have this Frieza, then you have the endurance of Angel Abe Jita, then you have Nappa, and then you have like Robbery and stuff. Like it's a pretty good team, Frieza Force. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Actually pretty
Yeah,
good.
for sure.
All right, and that's pretty much it for tier 1. Nothing crazy. Get on there. And I know Swift is not gonna like this at all, which is to be expected. But we're going down in tier 2, and we got Rose, we got UI, we got hold on, it's we got Clapku down here and PVB, and got Vegeta too. So Galki is Yeah, I know.
I mean, the
Purple
I would be
VB, I definitely agree with Purple
Yeah.
VB. I mean, in my mind, Clapku's a little bit higher, but at the same
Yeah, I
time,
know.
like I'm not just like blind to the fact that he's not like the best unit in the world. Like I know that. Like but the way I look at Clapku is he's just a defensive wall. So if you're gonna judge Clapku for his revival and his defense, then yeah, you could maybe argue like low S tier. But once you factor in his damage output and stuff like that, yeah, he's not the best unit, but I think on God Key alongside Vados with the constant healing and stuff like that and just his defensive capabilities, in my mind, he's probably low S tier. But I mean, I definitely understand why he gets rated lower on most of these tier lists. Like, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, I think the biggest factor in him being all the way down here is just because of Gogeta 4 just getting such a substantial buff. Like, there's been
That's a good point.
Yeah,
some situations
that's also
where,
a factor.
Yeah, because dude, there's literally been some like crazy situations where I'll be using Gogeta 4, for example, going against a Clapku. I'll just rush the Clapku because I'm just like, I'm gonna just get all my Dragon Balls back. I get 4 Dragon Balls back, and then on that first combo that I get my second rush. And it's been
I've seen it.
pretty crazy.
I've seen it
Not
many
to
times.
mention
You can literally
the 50%
pop 2
damage
rushes
boost.
within like 10 counts.
The 50% damage boost, like, is actually pretty wild.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
such,
that's huge.
like, it's so extra, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, you get to a second rush right afterwards, and guess what? You also get 50% more damage. Have fun.
Yep.
And I do want to make a note here. I know Game Press usually does a pretty good job about this on the explanations, but on that LF Purple Rose at 6 stars, I guess you could maybe argue he's down here. But once you get that man red stars, he starts moving up this tier list. I almost guarantee it.
Yeah, I think the reason why Rose is down here is just because, you know, Sill came out and Sill's on his teams and Sill's just better, like, straight out the gate. Like, he's better in every regard. Like, so we just put him in tier 2 just for that. I think the biggest issue that I have with tier 2, even though I went for the place, is UI Goku is way too high. I told Reddit to like put UI Goku like down in tier 3, honestly. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, he's utterly useless. Like, I think, where's he at?
Oh my god.
Where's he at? I
mean,
think
you're
this
not
guy's
wrong.
way better.
I've
Way better
heard
than
this
UI.
man attack UI
honestly.
Goku 4 times in the last hour now.
Yeah, like he's just bad. But yeah, we got Janemba Zenkai down here. We got, I think God Vegeta. I think me and Swift would agree that
God Vegeta could almost be
He's-
higher.
yeah, but I think when you, because he's
just better
factoring
options.
6-star lefts, I think Gogeta and SSBE like just trump him at 6 stars and higher.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so that's
But
why
he's still
in tier
definitely
2.
he's still for sure a viable yellow option. Like if you
Yeah,
just
he
don't
is.
have evolution.
Yeah, most of tier 2 are viable units, but they're just not optimal on their, you know,
Yeah.
current teams. Yeah. PvP just sad, man. Like, he was so rated highly by me, especially. I used to love him. And overnight, he just became
Oh, yeah,
dog
me
shit.
too.
Like, just
Me too.
overnight, bro. Yeah.
He was one of my before the second part of Anniversary. He was one of my favorite. Him and Red Zamasu were like my 2 favorite Anniversary units.
Yeah.
Yep. And now they're all gone. Except for Bojack. Bojack and, you know, Revival Gohan. Well, I mean, you know, in terms of LFs, they all kind of like, the LFs aged well. The 1% units did not at all.
Yeah,
Except
they,
for Bojack.
Kefla, Nova, Ice, PvB, they all age horribly. Like,
Yep.
only Bojack and kind of Chunks, but Chunks is kind of ass too. Like, Chunks is just,
Yeah.
I use Chunks, bro. Chunks is not that great.
He looks cool.
You know?
What y'all
Bro,
talking
it
about,
almost
dude? Nova Shit
it
Rock's
almost
the best
feels
anniversary
weird
unit of all
seeing-
time.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. It almost feels weird seeing UI Goku above Clapku. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I definitely disagree. I'll definitely tell Raditz, like, you are like
You can just
dude,
swap
there-
UI
it's just-
Goku and Clapku.
Yeah, for sure.
I like
for
UI
sure.
Goku. I'm not gonna lie. I might have to take Radit's side on this. I like.
No. Azdeek, you used him in a video to counter my point, and in that same video, you got one shot. Like, come on, bro. Like,
Well, yeah, that's
at this point,
it's
just
the paper thin defense.
just give it up, bro.
I showed both sides of him. Like, he was able to. There was literally a game in there where I didn't get touched, and then there was a game in there where I literally just got one shot, like 10 seconds in. Well, it's like definitely a give and take.
I'll
with
put
him.
it this way, bro. If UI Goku had like way better defenses, he would actually not be that
Yeah.
bad. It's really just his
dude,
defenses.
he'd be if he had like competent defenses, like, he'd be actually like phenomenal. I think if they
Yeah.
do make a plan for him, I think they should really hammer in on the defense. Like, He
Yep.
just needs defense and a little bit more on the offensive side, and he's just good to go.
Yep.
Good to go, bro. Like
Maybe
good
like
to go.
10% HP, a couple,
Nah,
defense
20
stats,
20
and
to
he'd be
30%
really good
HP.
equipped.
40% defense. Thank you. That'd be great. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the tier list. Let us know in the comments what you guys think of our placements. And yeah, do you guys have any last regards regarding the list or anything? You guys have anything else to say?
Or Gogeta should be Z plus.
Give him his own.
My only thing was, I think, obviously maybe Clapku a little higher, but I'm just biased.
Yeah.
But my other thing that I'm actually serious about was Evolution Vegeta. You could argue I think he could be a little bit higher, especially with Zamasu just now getting a Zenkai. I mean, you can argue God Key is like slowly getting better and better, so maybe Evolution be a little bit higher. I am really glad to see Zamasu this high though. Mid to high S tier. That's really damn good for a free to play Zenkai.
Yeah.
So. I don't know about this just yet, but maybe, Zamasu is probably one of the better free-to-play Zenkais, or just free-to-play units in general right now.
Yeah.
Yep. That's pretty
All
much
right.
all I
With
have.
that said, this is ZVG joined by Swift, Azdeek, and Iggy, and we'll catch you guys in the next 5-9 gaming video. Peace out, boys.
Later.
Peace.
Oh, bio
All right.
gamers.